It's Nomsa here at Ngozi Talk Shows. Find your own voice, lead from within. So, my name is Nomsa. If it is your first time here at Ngozi Talk Shows, we help our audience find their own voice, lead from within, um, in every area of your life. Whether is it your marriage, you need a voice. Whether is it a parent, you need to have a voice, the right one. Whether is it career, you need to have a voice in every area of your life. And myself, I didn't have a voice. So the topic today is breaking the chains within, walking in freedom daily. So I'm Nomsa, as I said, and believe that I believe that the true freedom doesn't start outside of us, it begins within. So too often we carry invisible burdens, fear, guilty, we carry insecurity, unhealed trauma, and we carry silence pain. So these chains hold us back from the life we were meant to live. But I have good news for you guys. You don't have to stay bound. You don't have to keep pretending you are fine while the silence struggle inside. So what I have realized actually through my journey, and I've realized that people stay in silence. No one likes to talk. They like to keep their struggles. Like if I speak myself, I've learned to find my own voice. I've learned to communicate with people. I've learned to communicate my needs. But before, I never used to communicate. I would just be scared and fear. But through walking with God, I've realized that I don't have to fear. I have to speak, I have to communicate, and not to assume that people are going to know what I want, not to assume that people are going to help me. So if people don't know how to help you, they're not going to know unless you take out that struggle, you speak that voice, the struggle inside of you, you speak out. And what I have noticed, guys, when I speak, people, those who have my number, and even here on social media, sometimes the people, they will send me a message and say, Nomsa, you can't post that, or you can't do that, you have to be careful. So for me, I don't think I need to be careful. I need to speak. Is how people they judge. People are judgmental, but there are some people who are not judgmental. But those who are judgmental, it's up to them how they receive information, how they analyze that information. When you send them information across seeking help, like if someone send a message, they say they need help, struggling with something. I don't have to create my story in that message. All I have to do is, what would you like me to do? Instead of me creating a story, like analyzing message, putting thoughts in it, and creating negative thoughts. And what I've realized that people are scared of being judged. But the world is going to judge you anyway. Whether you speak or you don't speak, the world is going to judge you. So this series is a call to inner revolution, a secret journey of uncovering healing and becoming, like, for the next 30 days, I'm going to take you guys to each step towards freedom. And each step is intentional, is powerful, and practical. You don't have to rush things. You don't have to do it alone. Just show up daily, with honest, with courage, and hope. I love this word hope. It's my daughter's name and my business's name and my mother's name. Watch what happens when you commit to walking in freedom daily. So it's really, really, really important. So what's holding you back? Number one is what is holding you back. Explore the emotional, spiritual, or mental roadblocks that hinder your growth. Identify your fears, hobbies, or there might be bad hobbies, or there might be beliefs that are like substantial keeping you stuck. So you have to recognize that and explore them and just work on what is really, if you're being blocked, what is blocking you moving forward. And for that is really, really important. Name the hidden wounds. Sometimes we might have the wounds that are hidden. That's number two. Give language of your pain. Reflect on past events, trauma, or rejection. Sometimes it might be bloodline trauma, generational trauma, or sometimes it might be rejection that left emotional scars. Naming them is a step towards healing. So name them. If it's rejection, deal with it. Like myself, I've gone through so much rejection. And also, I'm a Christian, and some of you know that I talk about my Christianity a lot. And sometimes people, they don't understand that as a Christian, I talk about my Christianity a lot. Not every audience is my audience. So obviously, it's the people that follow me, it will be people that understand in my language. And those who don't understand my language, they scroll down. But people don't understand that. They still want to change me. They still want to, they even gone to a point where they call social services, meaning that I'm not a good fit to be a mom because I talk about God, I talk about Satan, I talk about demon. Who doesn't know that demon doesn't exist? Demons, Lucifer is a demon. He's the number one demon. And these people, when they're doing sacrifice, they have to cast out demons. Celebrities, when they are joining a cult, they have to accept demons from Satan to work for Satan. So who doesn't know that? So sometimes the people, they intend to, they know the truth, but they don't want the truth to be spoken. So for me, guys, I'm a child of God, and I'm not afraid to talk about Jesus. That's the only thing I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid. So when you go through that rejection, when people reject you and say, I don't want to be with you because of the church, I don't want to be with you, I'm like, what's wrong with the church? Would you rather date a woman who takes drugs? Would you rather date a woman who is alcoholic? What's wrong with going to church? What's wrong with that? So to me, that's where I have to understand, where does this coming from? But in the Bible, it does say that in my name, people will reject you. So I have to understand that. But if I understand what I'm doing and naming that, okay, the Bible says, Jesus said in the Bible, it says a mother and a daughter, they will separate. Families will separate. Brothers and sisters will separate because of my name. Friends of a friend and whatever the list goes on. So I have to know those things that no, even though people are rejecting me, that's not rejection. It says that in the Bible. These are the times where I have to accept that this is what is going on, but not seeing it as a rejection in a way that is blocking my life. So I don't see it as a rejection. For me, I see it as, okay, this is the path that I'm walking. And these people are walking in this path is their own path. And they are allowed to walk in that path. I'm allowed to walk in my path. And, but I could simply say it as a rejection. And also, someone in my generation later, they might go through what I'm going through now, because that's what it is if I don't uh cancel it. But I have to cancel it. So it's really, really important, guys, to name, where does your trauma come from? Where does all this come from? And when it rises, so name that hidden wounds. And then number 3, the lie I believe about myself. Sometimes we lie ourselves. We uncover false beliefs. You've intentionalized, such as, I'm not enough, I'm unloved. So begin to separate the truth from distortion. Because the truth is you are loved. The truth is there are going to be people that are not going to accept you as a person, but it doesn't mean that you're not loved. So we walk in this world, you have to understand it as a human being, that every path that we are taking, every decision, every choice that you make, every lane that you walk into, there's going to be people who are not going to like you. There's going to be people who are going to disagree with what you do. There's going to be people who are going to, maybe no one, some in this world, no one agrees with anybody. So you just have to find your own path. And finding your own path, you find the people along that you speak the same language. So, like, I'm a Christian myself. Does it mean other Christians can speak my language? Sometimes they won't, because some people, we work hard trying to change one another. For me, I keep my life very, very simple, guys. And this has worked from the day I walked on this earth. The day my ears opened, when I was young in Africa, I realized that I have to walk in my own path. That's how I was told by my parents, to walk in my own lane. People might agree to, might disagree, but that's okay. And I have noticed, guys, when I'm walking in my own lane, people disagree with my lane, but what they don't understand, it is my path. The path that we walk is different. How we walk, how God has created us is different. It's not the same. But why there are people on earth to support one another? We are all here to support each other, not to say, no, my own opinion, my own eyes, what my eyes see are correct, are the only thing that is correct. No, it's for me to celebrate my sister. When I see my sister walking in her own lane, I have to celebrate her. I have to dance for her. I have to hug for her. I have to do whatever it takes to make sure that I celebrate my brother or my sister in this world. Not to say, no, you cannot do that. If I do that, I am stopping a child of God getting her own miracle, walking in her own path, walking in his own path to get the miracles that God has created for that person. I have got to celebrate that person. Even if they make a mistake, let them make that mistake. My job is to celebrate them. That's my understanding. Because, guys, when someone is walking in their own path, and God says to them, this is what is meant to be doing, walk in your own path, and do whatever is necessary to succeed. and someone comes in and say, Nomsa, you can't walk in that path. How many people are meant to succeed with me walking in that path? So if I can't walk it, it means the people that I've meant to lift up, I've meant to help them to grow, they cannot be helped because Nomsa has decided she's not going to walk in her own path. So guys, that is important. Really, really, really important. The lies, to divorce these lies that we tell ourselves. Number 4, facing your fears within. It's important to face your fears within. If you identify the fears that control your decision, fear of rejection, failure, abandonment, understand where they come from. Why am I scared to be abandoned? Why am I scared? And all these things, guys, for me, I have experienced. My eyes are open going through this cleansing. My eyes are open, and that sometimes there are people, 99%, who have not been able to fulfill their dreams because they fear of being abandoned by friends, they fear of being abandoned by people in life. But we are in this world to help one another. We are not here to fear each other. Our job is, when someone watches my talk show, what people don't realize, when someone watches my talk show and they call social services for me, they are causing fear to me. That's the fear that is being caused. But the truth is, for me, why I just continue with my journey and do what I do is because the Holy Spirit tells me that don't take any notice of that. It's not your path. It's a distraction. It's not your path. But your path is to empower people. Your path is to share your testimony. Your path is to walk and show people how you didn't have a voice, but God helped you to find a voice, Nomsa. How you feared a rejection, but God removed that fear in you. How you feared making decision because you were scared of being abandoned by the people. You were scared of the unknown. You were scared to go to the unknown, and you wanted to stay in the familiar. But God entered your life and showed you the way. This is how you need to be. You don't need to fear to be abandoned. You don't need to fear rejection. Even I myself, Nomsa, I created this egg, but I was rejected. Who do you think you are if you believe that people are not going to reject you? I created the heaven and earth, but I was rejected. By the people that I created, they rejected me. They didn't believe in my name. They rejected me. So in that way, I got to understand that even I am going to get rejected. So I got to understand that this is not a rejection. And now I'm naming it in my own language. This is not a rejection. These are the people that want to control my life because they themselves cannot, they don't have the courage to make decisions. They don't have the courage to become who they want to become because they fear, and they want to inflict me with that fear. So what I have to do, as Nomsa, is to make a decision. Even if I fear, even if there's a little fear in me, even if I fear of being abandoned, even if I fear of being rejected, this is where I have to ask God to hold me. Give me strength. Give me the courage where I don't have courage. Give me grace, God, to go on even when life does not make sense. Because life sometimes it does not make sense, guys. I don't know if you guys have gone through life where you find that sometimes life does not make sense. Sometimes the people they don't make sense. But instead of you becoming who you want to become, people can derail your path and stop you becoming what you want to become because they're scared themselves to take that path. So it's important to become the woman who God created you to be by having the courage to go on. Make decisions each and every day. I have all these sangomas that are following me. My personal page is open. I have followers that are following me, that are illuminati. They join a code. Do I have time to judge those people? I don't have to judge them. They're doing the work. As I'm doing the work for God, they're doing the work for their own God as well, gods as well. So for me, what I need to do is to stay focused. There are false prophecies who are using the name of Jesus. They're using his name. They're following Lucifer, but they're not using Lucifer's name. They are using Jesus's name because they are afraid. They cannot, in public, they cannot be who they follow. They have to say they are Jesus, but they are not Jesus's followers. And they are causing trouble, fear. All this reporting to social services is them controlling people to cause a fear. So I don't reach my destination so that I believe that there is something wrong in me. And then I go and consult them and say, help me. And then when they help me, they put me in their kingdom. They are the ones that are holding my life. And then when I'm thinking that they are holding, I'm having problems, but actually I'm in my head, I can tell myself that I'm having problems, but actually I'm not having problems. It's them. So what I'm trying to share with you is walk in your own lane. Even when life does not make sense, even when life doesn't make sense, when you fear, make that decision. Be who God created you to be. Make that decision. Because the people that are working hard to destroy others, they themselves, they have fear within them. Because if I didn't fear, if it didn't have fear, I wouldn't be spending time trying to destroy somebody else. Making a phone call to social services, telling a story, trying to convince them to write down the case, to take the case, and trying to convince them to say this. It takes maybe 1 hour or half an hour. That's the time wasted. Wasted. That person, they could be doing something. So they are taking that hour to destroy someone else's life. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, even when life doesn't make sense, make it make sense into your life. The cost of pretending, never pretend. Sometimes people say, examine your emotional tool or hiding your true self. This day invites honesty and have the courage to stop wearing the mask. Do not wear mask. Do not pretend. There are some people in relationship, they pretend. They pretend to love one another, but they don't actually. They will stay with someone for the sake of paying the bills, for the sake of the children, for the sake, but they staying with it for the sake of this, for the sake of that. Their soul is being destroyed. They destroy the children because they don't have the courage to actually stand and say, let's fix the life that we want. Because guys, at the end of the day, we're all compatible. Everyone is compatible to everybody, but is what the soul decide to do. A mind can be manipulated by his own mind. A human being can be manipulated by his own mind to believe that he doesn't want what he wants, but he actually is being manipulated. Like if I have negative, the Bible says, God says, if you want to enter my kingdom, you have to be like a child. So when I read that scripture, few weeks ago. But then I said to myself, if God said if you want to enter the kingdom, you have to be like a child. A child hasn't got evil in them. A child does not think evil or harming anybody. They don't think that way. Children are innocent. They are pure. So I was like, how am I going? I was like to myself, God, how am I going to enter the kingdom of God if I'm not poor? I'm not honest. I'm not kidding you guys. I was being honest to myself. I had to make a decision that I need to stop the nonsense in my head, whatever the negative that comes in my head, when the thoughts of negativity come into my head, I got to stop them. I got to be, my heart, my mind has to be clean. If I don't have evidence about something, in my mind, it cannot be true. That's the decision that I have made. If I don't have evidence in my mind that whatever that I believe that my mind is making up, it cannot be true. If I don't have evidence that I don't love myself, what evidence do I have to make that decision that I, Nomsa, don't love myself? What evidence do I have? If I'm going through tough times or I'm going through whatever that I'm going through, why do I believe that I don't love myself? What does maybe I want to get married? If I'm not married, why does not getting married got to do with me loving me? So those things, they are two different things. I got to understand that yes, I love myself, but I'm not married because I have not found the right guy. It's simple and straightforward, not my mind making things up or to say I'm not good enough, or who said I'm not good enough? Who said I wasn't enough? So those are the things that the mind can make things up. So you just have to make sure that number 7, when trauma speaks louder than truth, acknowledge how past trauma can distort your present reality, and decisions making, it can affect your past trauma, can affect your decisions. Learn to listen to truth, not past pain. Guys, we live in this world where people are very, very judgmental. Sometimes the truth and the lies that people have in their mind, it can simply destroy us. So it's important to make sure that you break free. Invite forgiveness to whatever, release your inner healing and focus on breaking free from emotionally and spiritual bondage. That is important. The power of telling the truth, that's number 8. It's important to tell yourself the truth, even when it hurts. Freedom starts when we stop denying or minimizing our pain. This day, encourage brave truth telling to self and God. I personally myself, I used to blame myself, guys, when people, some of you have seen it when I was graduating, that people were attacking me. If it was in the past, I'll get angry. But this time, I had to realize that these people, they are not celebrating me because they don't have the courage to go to university. They don't have the courage to become who they want to become. They don't. They don't have the courage, and now they are attacking me because I have the courage to say, you know what? Let me go to school and learn. As I'm speaking to you right now, guys, I just finished my other course because I have the courage, whatever I need to do, where I need God to take me. I want to be a billionaire one day. I want to be a millionaire one day. But in order for me to get there, it means I have to learn things that people don't want to learn. I have to learn. I have to learn. Forgive others, setting yourself free. Learn that forgiveness is not condoning, but release, free yourself from the chains of bitterness and resentment. Some people are bitter, very, very bitter when it comes to life. That's number 9. People are bitter in life. Number 10, forgiving yourself, letting go of the past. Many people are stuck not because of what others did, but because of what they can't forgive. So today, I invite you to focus on self-compassion and forgive yourself. For the things that you wouldn't forgive yourself, forgive yourself. And have the courage to actually move on with your life. Release the toxic patterns. There are patterns that are toxic. Yesterday, I was having deep, deep thoughts that there are some people that I need to leave behind. Completely, I need to make a decision and leave some people behind in my heart. If they come back, I need to release them. If they come back, that's okay. But there are some things, people that I need to leave them behind. So number 11, release toxic patterns. Break cycle that keeps producing the same pain. People pleasing, self-sabotaging, emotionally dependency. The list goes on. Release that toxic. Silencing the inner critics. That harsh inner voice needs to be exposed and replace it with the voice of truth, love, and grace. So those things that are important, healing your inner child. Address unmet child needs. Neglect, maybe you were neglected, just address it. Emotional neglect, emotions or past wounds still influencing your adult life. Offer your younger self love, a validation. Number 14, the power of surrender. Let go of the illusion of control. Invite God in your higher power to lead the healing. And know that freedom often begins with surrender. That's what, guys, is very, very simple and straightforward. When you surrender, it means I surrender what I think I know, and letting go and asking God to take over my life and heal me. Number 3, rebuilding your identity, because when you are wounded, you need to build your identity. Building your identity is important. I'm sharing the videos now that all chains are broken. So from Numbers 15, it helps you. I've created it to help you to build a new health identity grounded in truth and love. It's important, guys. You cannot change your life if you cannot change your life if you don't make a decision to be truthful to yourself. You can't change your life. I've never been for me personally, in my parents, I've never been to a professor. When I was in Africa, I've never been to a professor or sangoma. Psychics are the people that they tell you your future, right? And when they tell you your future, they tell you things that exactly the way they happen. But what people don't know is when this person is telling you truth, it's you that they are reading your mind. They're telling you, reading your mind, telling you what you already know. Tell me something that I don't know. What is God saying? Don't tell me how I ate that, how I walked that, how my mother did this, how my father did this. That is something that I already know. But a true prophecy is a prophecy where it tells you that things that you don't know, that are not in your mind. But I never saw it that way. But I'm sharing this with you guys that mind can be manipulated. So it's important when you create your own identity, when you walk in your own path, to be truthful. Be truthful in your heart, creating your identity. Where there is trauma, be truthful with that trauma. Without blame, be blameless. Don't blame anyone. Be blameless. When you are blameless, you walk in truth. But when you blame others, you are not able to walk in truth. For me, guys, I sat down over the weekend. I was like, okay, this is what Satan is doing. Satan is doing this because he doesn't want me to open the door that will take my life to the next level. So he's using these people around me, the people that I love, for me to focus on fighting them, focus on blaming them. The person that called the social services is not the person that I don't know. It's the person that I love, the person that I know. Guys, someone who doesn't know you, who is not close to you, they have no intentions. They have no business wanting to destroy you, because if they don't know you, they don't know you. They can't destroy you. You only get to be destroyed by the person that you know. The person that you know, they get to sleep with your husband. The person that you know, they get to sleep with your wife. Or your wife will go and find a stranger to sleep with. So you can never, ever be destroyed. What I'm trying to say to you is, if your wife goes and find that person, they know you and they are the ones that are hurting you. So you can never, ever be harmed by the person that doesn't know you. What is there to gain? So Satan will never, ever use a stranger to harm you. He will always use the people that you love to harm you. So this is where it is important. It's important to think, who am I really? Strip away the false, strip away the labels, and rediscover your truth self beyond road failure and trauma. Who am I? If we were to remove this in my life, who am I? Rooted in love, not labels. Number 16. You are not your past. Your past does not define you. It doesn't define you. Opinions from others, they don't define you. Learn to root your identity in love and divine truth. And when you do that, you are able to move forward with grace. But when you don't do that, you can't move forward. Rooted in love. Number 16 is rooted in love, not labels. Don't label yourself. You are not your past, you are not your mistake or people's opinion. Learn to root your identity in love and divine truth. Number 17, creating your mindset. Old thoughts, patterns must be replaced. Train your mind to embrace the possibility of worthiness and resilience. People say Nomsa has changed. Nomsa is that, Nomsa is that, Nomsa, she's too much. Nomsa, she's this. But the truth is, guys, I had to create the new mindset because the old mindset wasn't working for me. It was hindering my life. It was blocking my life. So I had to create this new mindset, these doors, and replace. I had to train my mind to embrace the possibility. I had to create my mind to understand that I am worthy. And if I am worthy, it means the person that is next to me, they are what? They are worthy. If I see myself as worthy, but I look down on people around me, I'm blocking my life. So I have to see the world in a different way. This is a world where we are. I'm worthy, meaning the person that is next to me, they're worthy. Whatever people say, I had to divorce those lies and say every person that is standing on earth, they are worthy. If I'm being told otherwise, that means Satan has got it into that person. So I need to continue the testimony that I know. Creating a new mindset, it requires you to stay focused. The voice, number 18, is the voice of truth versus the voice of lies. Learn to discern the inner voice that speaks fear in faith. Choose to believe the voice that brings life. When I learned how to choose the voice that brings life, people don't like it because they're like, Nomsa, you can't do that. You have to fear. I'm like, why do I have to fear? Why can't I just be me? There's like, no, you can't be fear. If I need help, guys, I cannot speak. I have to fear, pretend that I've got life figured out, but while I haven't. So the only thing that you have to do is to seek, is to be you. Learn the voice that brings life. The voice that brings life, it does not harm anybody. Anything that is harming somebody is the voice of lies, not the voice of truth. Number 19, your worth is not up to debate. You don't debate with anybody. Your worthy is not up to debate. Your husband cannot debate with your worth. Affirm that your value is unconditional. You don't have to earn love. You don't have to belong. You don't need approval from anybody. Even God himself says, come as you are. Whatever the burdens you have, come as you are. Number 20, declaring war on comparison. Comparison kills joy. This day, I challenge you to focus on your own path and on your uniqueness. Focus on your journey. Do not compare your life with anybody. Whether even when life does not make sense, never ever compare your life with anybody. I have learned this, guys. That's the reason why I say don't compare your life with anybody. I've learned this when Satan was torturing me. He was torturing me like blocking my life, wanting me to be jealous of other people and wanting me to be jealous of my friends, be jealous of the person that I'm dating. But then I was like, but that's not life. Why do you want me to be jealous? Why would you hold my life for me to be jealous of somebody? And what I can tell you guys is your life is perfect. If you are not married and your friends are married, never ever compare yourself with them because your glory is your glory. Number 21, reclaiming your voice. Speak up. Share your truth. Not hurting anybody. When I'm saying speak up, guys, I'm not saying we have to go around and hurting others. No, speak your own truth. This step is about no longer shrinking to make others comfortable. Speaking up, it means you speak up even when it makes you uncomfortable. You seek help even when it makes you uncomfortable. You seek to move forward to find helpers even when it makes you uncomfortable. These are the daily living freedom. When we talk about daily living freedom, it's about embodying healing and walking in freedom each and every day through intentional choices and habit. So if you cannot walk in freedom, choose joy and purpose. That's number 22. Joy isn't just feeling, it's a practice. Choose joy even when life is difficult. Learn how to cultivate it daily. When life doesn't make sense, speak life to you. Speak life to your children. Number 23, speaking life daily. Your words have power. Your words speak truth. Your words speak love. Your words speak hope into your life, relationship, and future. So, whatever you do, speak life. Because if you speak death, is death. If you speak sickness, is sickness. Number 24 is setting boundaries without guilt. Healthy boundaries protect your peace. Learn to say no without shame or fear. That is really, really important. Number 25, let go of people pleasing. You were created to live for, you were not created to live for approval. This day, I, Nomsa, invite you to live authentically and not perform for acceptance. Do not perform to be accepted. Do not do what you think people want to hear because you want them to accept you. Let them reject you for being authentic. Develop your inner peace. That's number 26. The peace comes from within. Learn a practice that promote emotional stability and the spiritual calm. Those are important things, guys. Never, ever, ever, ever try to be something that you are not because you want people to like you, you want people to accept you as a person. Never, ever do that. Number 27, courage to be seen and heard. You have the courage. You matter. Your story matter. So this is about standing confidentiality in your truth without fear. Oh, don't do that. That's fear. Create habits of holiness. Freedom is sustained through daily disciplines. Rest, prayer journal, reflections, exercise, build habits that support your healing. Number 29, and this is where you learn to walk boldly into purpose. Now that you have worked on your healing and has taken root, this final session, it will help you to equip you the power to live powerfully and to serve others. Step fully into your calling. You are not what happened to you. Whatever happened to you, it happened to you. Your identity is not tied to trauma or pain. This day affirms your right to write a new narrative. Guys, I told you guys I'm a Christian. I love God. And I talk about my sacrifice. People judge me when I talk about my sacrifice. I didn't know that sacrifice existed anyway. It took me a year when the people that were helping me took me 1 year to actually understand that this was real. It was the reality that I had to face. But when I come forward now, I'm talking about my testimony. I think people have lots of things, words that they've created in their head. But what gives me joy is to know the pain that I've gone through, and to know that God is love, and to know that God chose to save me. Was I special? No, I wasn't. But his love, he chose to save me, to say no to my death. So you are not what happened to you. Your identity is not tied up to trauma or pain. This day, affirm your right to write a new narrative. Number 30 is your pain has a purpose. Your story can heal others. This is about transforming your wounds into wisdom and your pain into power. When you go through pain, guys, I've gone through whatever I've gone through in life. But what came out of it is me realizing my true identity. My pain came for a purpose. And I know that my story will heal others. I know that my story will transform wounds that were not healed. And the power, that pain has given me power. Number 31, living with intentional gratitude. Gratitude shifts perspective. Celebrate how far you've come and what you've overcome. That's important. Staying free, not just getting free. Number 31. Freedom isn't one-time moment. It's a lifestyle that you have to create. Learn how to maintain emotional, spiritually, and mental freedom. Number 33 is the power of vision and goals. Vision gives direction. Begin setting bold goals aligned with your healed whole self. Number 34, you were born to impact. You are here on earth to make a difference. Whether big or small, your life carries influence and power. So it's important, guys, to be who God created you to be. Daily freedom, a lifestyle, not a destination. That's number 35. Freedom is not a place you reach. It's how you live. It's how you choose to live and show up how you show up every single day. So this final day calls you to walk in unconditional freedom. So what do you choose? Do you choose chains? Fear. I was in chains before, but I broken. I got my freedom. But people still dragging me, still coming, wanting to drag me to that chain, to those chains where I was. But what they don't understand is my mindset is no longer there, whatever they think that I should do. I am a child who is not controlled, but who is guided by the Spirit of God. The Spirit of God said, Nomsa, where you fear, rise up. Where there is a struggle, rise up. Where there is pain, rise up and focus. Where there is pain, where there is sorrow, rise up. Where there is where there is rejection, rise up. That's the Spirit of God. That's the voice that calls me. When there's a rejection, it says, Nomsa, rise. Rise and prosper. Rise and prosper. Even when I'm struggling with life, the Spirit of God says, rise, rise. Even when the voices come to me and they say, Nomsa, you can't do this. The Spirit of God said, Nomsa, it says to me, Nomsa, I am the way, I am the truth, I am life. Rise, therefore rise. Rise. So that's how you break chains. You don't break chains by going back to where you were, by questioning your lane, by questioning your goals and questioning everything. Let you learn from your mistake. Let you walk in that truth, what you believe to be true about yourself, and stay away from gossip. Gossip destroys, it doesn't build. It harming people, it destroys a soul, it doesn't build. Stay away from harming minds, cleanse your mind to stay away from destroying others. Cleanse your mind from the lies. Cleanse your mind from the gossip. Gossip harms. It's separate, it's a division. I cannot walk with people who harm others. I cannot do that. And that's why where people, my spirit, it says no to those people like that who are, their journey is to harm others. My spirit says no. This is where I'm going. It doesn't make sense. But God knows what my tomorrow is going to look like. Even when I'm struggling, with something, I have to keep fighting because I don't know. I might not be a millionaire today, guys, but when I wake up tomorrow, I might be one. I might not have this, but when I wake up tomorrow, I might have that because I have these things that I've put in place. I've put in place the things to bring change in my life, to bring financial change. Some people, when they look at me like I'm not worthy. But for me, guys, do I care about people's opinion? I don't. All I care about, God, what do you want me to be tomorrow? What do you want me to do? Obviously, Satan is going to challenge me. I am aware of that. So all you have to do as a human being, what I leave you guys with is have the courage to step outside your comfort zone. Have the courage to be who you want to be. Be blameless. Be blameless when somebody tells you that you are not enough and say, I'm not sure how you think of me as a person, but I am enough for me because I am my own father's child. I'm Witness's daughter. I'm Clara's daughter. If someone comes to me and tell me that I'm enough, where did you get that I'm not enough? I'm a child of God. I'm a child of Witness. I'm a child of Clara. My parents never ever told me that I'm not enough. Why would you tell me that I'm not enough? If a man rejects me and tell me that I'm not enough, I don't have to blame that person. All I have to do is what they see in me is what they see in themselves. When people are blaming me, saying, Nomsa, the church, this God, this what, you don't have the courage to call it the Most High. When you are in your lowest moment, you don't have the courage to call him the Spirit of God to lift you. So you want to bring me down because you yourself don't have the courage and refuse for people bringing you down. Rise. Rise. When life doesn't make sense, rise. When people tell you that you are not enough, rise. It doesn't matter. Their opinions don't matter. Don't matter. I have maybe 6,000 followers on my other pages. What if one day I wake up in the morning, I have 1 million followers, and somebody tells me that your talk show is not good, your talk show is this? Guys, it's the mercy of God that takes my life to the next level. When God decided that, you know what? Angels of God, I've had enough of Nomsa's voice. She cries all the time. She wants me to bless her. Angels of God, could you please go and bless Nomsa? I could wake up and my life is different. I could wake up and my life is different. So what I'm trying to say to you guys, each day is a miracle. Don't, each day is a miracle. Don't waste it. Don't waste it with people who are time wasters. Do not waste it. The haters, do not waste it. Each day is a miracle. God bless you guys. If you're watching Nomsa from any part of social media, on Facebook, we have 2 groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Gossip Talk Show. Please join those groups. If you're watching from YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Be part of the family. If you're watching from Instagram, please be part of the family by following us on Instagram. Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency is on Instagram. Please join, please follow, and we are on Twitter as well. Subscribe, follow, like, give a gift if you want to give a gift to Ngozi Talk Shows or to my personal page. However that might be, give stars, On YouTube, subscribe, follow, likes, and share. LinkedIn, subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn, like, and share. God bless you, everyone. I hope you keep rising. Know that life ain't easy, but it's easy when you make it. When you make that step, that one step, that little tiny, tiny step, you make your life very easy. And shut down the voice. Any voice that says you're not enough, cut it off. God bless. I might see you tomorrow, I might not. Because I've got to take my daughter somewhere tomorrow. And I think Carol Ann will be on anyway with Shireen. So I have to think about the times and look at the schedules and stuff. But if I don't see you tomorrow, guys, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. God bless you.